What's up, everybody? It's JT Sports and back you guys with another video. This video I'm here with my New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills NFL Week 4 preview and prediction. I'm going to be previewing this matchup and giving my prediction for who will win this game. And before I begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I upload NFL videos and college football videos daily. And also make sure to follow me on my social media pages. My Instagram is JT Sports _ and my Twitter is JT Sports _ as well. The link to those will be down in the description down below. So the Buffalo Bills and New England Patriots AFC East matchup. Both of these teams are undefeated. The New England Patriots just got done beating the tar out of the New York Jets, and the Buffalo Bills just got done beating the Cincinnati Bengals. So the New England Patriots have basically dominated everybody that they've played. They dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. They dominated the New York Jets. They dominated the Miami Dolphins, although who hasn't dominated the Miami Dolphins? But I mean, the New England Patriots have dominated everybody that they've played. And the Buffalo Bills defense, I mean, they beaten the Giants, they beaten the Jets, they beaten the Bengals. Now I know all three of those teams aren't really any good teams. Nobody's really expecting any of those teams to make a playoff push, but I mean, very impressive victories, and the defense has looked very, very good. I've been telling people all off season, this Buffalo Bills team can end up competing for a playoff spot and end up making the playoffs. And this defense was going to end up being the best defense in all of football by the end of the season. I said it all off season. I said it before the season started. And I said that I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo ends up getting a playoff spot. A lot of New York Jets fans kept on saying that Buffalo sucks and things like that. People at school, when I was talking about the Buffalo Bills being legit and how they can make the playoffs and how they could compete with the Patriots, they laughed at me and things like that. Well, now Buffalo this is the week for you guys to show up. And I mean, make this game competitive, man, because I mean, Buffalo has the team to give the New England Patriots a challenge in this division. And I mean, at this point, somebody has to be able to give the Patriots some challenge. I mean, they blew out every single opponent that they played so far in this season. So, I mean, it looks like the New England Patriots are just going to easily cakewalk right their way back to the Super Bowl. So, if you're the Buffalo Bills, I trust the Buffalo Bills, right? Now, I'm not saying they're going to win this game. I haven't announced who's going to win this game. But the Buffalo Bills, this is probably the best team that the New England Patriots have played so far. And the reason why is because this Buffalo Bills defense has no weaknesses at all. They can get after the quarterback. They can cover. The secondary is good. The linebackers are solid. So, I mean, this defense is stacked. I mean, they don't have no holes once forever. So, I mean, if you're looking at this New England Patriots team, I mean, this offense just looks like an absolute juggernaut. Even without Antonio Brown, I still felt this New England Patriots team was still one of the best teams in the NFL. I mean, you got Josh Gordon, you got Sonny Michel, you got Rex Burkhead, you got James White. I mean, you got Julian Edelman, who should be able to go. They say that his rib injury is nothing serious, so I'm taking it that he's going to be ready to go. So, I mean, you got a lead offense with New England versus a elite defense in the Buffalo Bills. So, I mean, this is a very intriguing matchup. We're going to see a good offense versus a good defense. And, I mean, this Buffalo Bills defense, I mean, I think they'll be up to the task of giving this New England Patriots team a better chance than what they've gotten the last 3 weeks, because New England has basically just cakewalked through their schedule so far. So, I mean, Buffalo should be able to give the New England Patriots a tougher chance than what they've been getting so far this season. And the Buffalo Bills, I mean, this is a team that absolutely suffocated the Cincinnati Bengals offense last week. And I know Patriots fans are going to be like, how did they suffocate the Cincinnati Bengals offense when they put up 17 points? For most of the game, the Buffalo Bills defense was basically suffocating the Cincinnati Bengals offense. They really couldn't do anything until like later on in the game, like midway through the third quarter and the fourth quarter is when they started scoring points. But other than that, I mean, the Buffalo Bills defense for most of the entire game dominated the Cincinnati Bengals offense. I mean, they had 2 sacks. They forced, I think they forced 3 turnovers. I think they had a forced fumble that they recovered, and they also had 2 interceptions on Andy Dalton. So, I mean, this defense, I mean, is very good, man. So, I mean, I'm very interested in seeing who wins this matchup. This is my game of the week. And I'm very excited, man. And if you're the Buffalo Bills on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, how good is Josh Allen going to play? Because I've been giving credit to the Buffalo Bills defense, but I wouldn't be being fair if I didn't give credit where it's due to this New England Patriots team, because the New England Patriots had the best secondary in all of football. Now, the thing with New England is that they're not very good getting after the passer, which they haven't been the last couple of seasons, but that doesn't matter because their secondary is absolutely lights out. I mean, you're not going to throw for a lot of yards on this New England Patriots secondary. It's the best secondary in all of football. So, I mean, this New England Patriots defense is good as well, although they're not good. They're not as well-rounded as Buffalo is, because Buffalo can get after the quarterback as well. But, I mean, New England is very good in coverage. So, I mean, if you're good in coverage, you're still going to have opportunities to get to the quarterback and get sacks on the quarterback due to coverage sacks. If you're playing lockdown coverage, the quarterback isn't going to have anywhere to go, and he's going to end up getting a sack just due to holding on to the ball too long. So basically a coverage sack. So looking at my keys to victory, what each of these teams is doing able to have a chance to win this game. If you're the New England Patriots, you need to be able to get pressure on Josh Allen. Josh Allen hasn't really been pressured that much this whole entire season. So, I mean, if you're the New England Patriots, you're going to have to be able to lock down these Buffalo Bills wide receivers, and you're going to have to be able to get sacks on Josh Allen. That's easier said than done because Josh Allen is a big guy, man, and he's also very elusive as well. So you put that into effect with his athletic ability, his ability to break tackles, and also how big he is. That's easier said than done. And then also they have to be able to stop the running game. So if you're New England, you want Josh Allen to win this game with him throwing the football. If you want to win this game, you got to stop the run. You want to force Josh Allen to win the ball, throwing this ball 35, 40 times this game. Now, I know he did that against the Cincinnati Bengals, but I mean, this is the New England Patriots secondary. So if you get Josh Allen throwing the football, you play to the strength of the New England Patriots defense, which is how good that secondary is. That secondary is locked down. So if you get Josh Allen throwing the football, if you're the New England Patriots, you feel very good about your chances winning the game with forcing Josh Allen to throw the football a lot of times against how good this secondary is and the best secondary in all of football. So what the Buffalo Bills need to do in able to win this game, they need to be able to get pressure on Tom Brady. Tom Brady has only been sacked, once this season in the first 3 weeks, I believe. So, I mean, if you're the Buffalo Bills, I think he's only been sacked once or twice. He hasn't really been sacked that much. So, this offensive line has been very good. If you're Buffalo, you're going to have to be able to get pressure on Tom Brady. That's one of the blueprints when it comes to beating the New England Patriots. You got to be able to get physical. You got to be able to get pressure on Tom Brady, knock him down, hit him, do something. You don't even have to sack him. You just have to be able to wrap your arms around him and get him down to the ground. Make him feel your presence. That is always a big blueprint to beating the New England Patriots. When you look at some of the teams in the past that have beaten New England, they did it because they were able to get Tom Brady on the ground. They were able to get pressure consistently on Tom Brady. So if you're Buffalo, you're going to have to be able to do that. Now, Buffalo has the guys to be able to do that up front. You got Ed Oliver and those guys, so they should be able to do that. But that's going to be easier said than done because this is a very good offensive line. This is a very solid unit when it comes to being able to protect the quarterback up front. They got the best offensive line coach in NFL history. So, I mean, that's easier said than done, but Buffalo has to be able to get pressure on Tom Brady. The next thing that Buffalo needs to be able to do to win this game, they have to have good coverage on these pass catching halfbacks. So, I mean, the thing that separates the New England Patriots halfbacks, James White and Rex Burkhead, are big matchup problems because linebackers can't cover them. Because they're basically like New England they're basically like 2 extra wide receivers anytime they put these guys on the field, or extra wide receiver anytime you put these guys on the field. I mean, Rex Burkhead is a very good receiving back, just like James White. Now, both of those guys, Rex Burkhead and James White, are similar in skill sets, but the thing is, Rex Burkhead, he tends to be utilized more in the red zone just because he's a lot bigger than James White and has a bigger, stronger frame than James White, where James White is more elusive. James White, they use him a lot on third downs as his third down back. So if you're the Buffalo Bills, these linebackers, these safeties, they're going to have to be able to cover these New England Patriots halfbacks, because that's something that I've noticed about any defense, and why these defenses in the last couple of weeks have struggled beating New England, is because they just haven't been able to stop these halfbacks. These halfbacks have been having a big part in this New England Patriots passing game, like Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh couldn't stop them. Last week, New York couldn't stop them. The Jets couldn't stop them. So a big reason why New England is so potent on offense isn't just because of their wide receivers, but it's their halfbacks. So I think if you're the Buffalo Bills, if you're able to stop these halfbacks and limit the impact that these halfbacks have when it comes to catching the football out the backfield, and the impact that these halfbacks have in the passing game, then I think they have a pretty good chance to win this game. And the last thing that the Buffalo Bills need to be able to do to win this game, they have to find ways to score in the red zone. That's something that the New England Patriots defense has been good at for so many years. Bend but don't break. You can get all the yards, all the rushing yards, all the passing yards that you want in New England, but when you get inside that 20, you're going to have a hard time scoring touchdowns. So if you're Buffalo, in this game that's probably going to be very down to the wire, you need to score touchdowns instead of field goals in the red zone. So when you get inside that red zone, you got to have some innovative play calling, and you got to find ways to score touchdowns in the red zone against New England, because you cannot beat New England by going down to the red zone and just getting 3 points out of it. You got to be able to score touchdowns in the red zone if you want to beat New England. And that's the blueprint for beating New England. When we look at Philadelphia, how they beat New England in that Super Bowl a couple of years ago, they beat New England because they were able to score in the red zone. It was very hard. They had to do a lot of trickery, a lot of innovative play calling. That's how the Philly Special was born. But if the Buffalo Bills want to win this game, when they get inside that 20, they have to be able to score 7 points instead of 3 points. You cannot go into the red zone against New England and win the game just kicking field goals in the red zone. When you get inside the 20, you have to score 7 points. So the team I'm going with to win this game, this is tough. I'm taking Buffalo with the upset. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. And the reason why is because this game isn't at New England. If this game was at New England, I'll definitely take New England, because we know how hard it is to stop New England. But I like this Buffalo Bills defense. This is the best team that New England has played so far this season. And when we look at how good this Buffalo Bills defense is, I think this defense has all the players and all of the personnel to be able to beat this New England Patriots team at least once in this game. It's at home, so it's in their favor. You don't have to go up to Foxborough and win at Foxborough, because we know how big of an animal it is beating the New England Patriots at Foxborough. But this Buffalo Bills team, they have the players and they have the personnel, they have the talent to beat this New England Patriots team and stop them on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, Josh Allen, of course, he's going to have to make some throws and things like that. But I think Buffalo can end up winning this game. I think this game is going to be very close. But I'll take the Buffalo Bills winning this game. 17-14 is my final score prediction. So let me know what you guys think about this prediction, this game, down in the comment section down below. Also, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.